You could go and read any old smart home devices list, but today I'm going to make sure that you're getting reliable smart home products with great features, all while keeping it under $50 US. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation by keeping it reliable, cheap, and fun, and filled with tons of features. Let's go. It's really easy to pick a smart home speaker because really there's only two that are under $50, or two standard ones that are under $50. Now, it's the Echo Dot 3rd generation and the Google Home Mini. Now, what I'll tell you is that for my money, the Google Home Mini is the better product just because the Google Assistant is that much more powerful. And you will read this year over year in these tests and reports that are being done on the accuracy of the Google Assistant. You can't go wrong with Amazon's voice assistant, but Google still wins today. Now, let's move on to a multimedia streaming device, and what these do is they stream video or music content onto your TV, and they're usually paired with one of those smart speakers that we just talked about. Now, what I'll tell you about this one is there's nothing close to what Amazon has created with the Fire Stick and their Amazon voice assistant remotes that go with those sticks. They are fantastic products with multiple different services on there. You can get everything from your Netflix that everybody wants, but you can also get things like Crave or MLB TV or NHL TV if you're Canadian like me. So the amount of services that are available there and the integration with their voice assistant is excellent, but just plain old that remote is very good, and all the different services being there make it the best in the industry. Now, unfortunately, for a smoke and CO detector, your options are really limited. In fact, the most popular one, the Nest Protects, are over $100. So you're really going to struggle here finding an actual CO and smoke detector under $50. But you can go out and for any battery operated smoke or CO detector, you can go get the Roost battery. And it's a smart battery that essentially turns your smoke detector into a smart smoke detector. You'll get alerts and all kinds of other information out of this smart battery for 3 to 5 years. A smart hub is a really difficult thing as well. You could pretend that a Google Home Mini is a full-on smart hub, but it's not. And same with an Echo Dot. They're just not there. So in order to find a smart hub under 50, we have to get a little creative. And the way I'm going to tell you to do that is to go to eBay and start looking up Samsung SmartThings V2 hub. So the V3 is the most recent one, but the V2 works with everything today, is still fully supported, and we haven't even seen really the V1 hub be completely useless or be completely unsupported. So you still have a number of years out of a V2 hub for around that $50 mark. I'm never going to recommend that you go out and buy a smart lock for under $50 and a smart doorbell. I'm sorry, you're not going to find a good one or one that's going to be reliable there for under $50. So we're going to have to walk away from both of those categories here. The best in-car smart device is the Echo Auto, and I just recently got my hands on one of these, but it is the best device. Now, it's Amazon's voice assistant on board, and it is an extremely well-designed device. Most people, though, will tell you, hey, hang on here, why don't you just use your phone? And this is true in a lot of cases. Now, you're going to have to research a little bit in this case, but you can use your smartphone as a voice assistant interface point and then just utilize all your smart home functions there. Speaking about cars, what about getting into your garage? Well, when we look at smart garage door openers, if you want kind of an official, easy to install version, go look at a MyQ. They're around that $40 to $50 mark, but get ready for a subscription service kind of hidden there for most of the premium features. I don't love that, and the truth is, in most cases, especially in North America, you actually just need to close the circuit between 2 points in your garage door opener, and you can test this with a little piece of wire. Literally just go up to your garage door opener, use those 2 pieces of wire, stick it in, and see if your garage door actually starts moving. If it does, there are all kinds of smart relays, and you can look up these devices for around $10 that you can then wire in and just simply close that circuit through that relay. Now here's another separate option. SwitchBots are $25 and they physically press the button. There's no wiring, there's no anything really. They're Bluetooth communication, so you do have to be within range of that device, or you can get the hub to be able to do it from remotely. Speaking of that little SwitchBot, it is the cheapest and easiest way to automate a lot of different appliances in your home. So you think about AC units like sitting on your floor, or little heaters with push buttons. Same thing for coffee makers. That's what that little device can do. And yes, you might have to go out and buy the hub for around $40 to $50 to be able to do this all in an automated fashion. But ultimately, that is worth the investment because you can automate all these different things for $25 with those little SwitchBots. Now, smart lighting is a wild subject to talk about because there are so many different options out there, but let's start with a smart light switch. Now, you're going to need a hub for this, but the GE Z-Wave Enbrighten set of products is by far the best. They have options for all the different scenarios that you might have with your switch. So 3-pole, with the neutral or without the neutral. You might have 3 switch or 3-way switches as well. So they have all of those options if you need it. And they're Z-Wave, so they're going to be able to pair with almost any smart home hub. In terms of smart light bulbs, especially color smart light bulbs, you'll see a lot of lists talk about LifeX, and those are great bulbs. And if you're a HomeKit person, you're going to want those bulbs. But otherwise, your best bang for the buck is a Smart Life light bulb, a color light bulb. Now, I have 2 in my office here from Gosund. I don't even know how to say their name, but they are $12 a piece. Color light bulbs, Wi-Fi controllable, and they also integrate with all the different voice assistants. So they have been excellent, reliable, and that Smart Life platform can do a ton. Now for a white only bulb, you can get even cheaper with a Wyze bulb. They are $8 a piece, and their reliability has been getting better and better since their launch, although they have had periods of struggle, but they are great looking bulbs for $8, integrate with if this and that, and your voice assistant. On the flip side, you know, those last 2 versions were really without a hub. They were really Wi-Fi based. But if you're looking for something that integrates with your Samsung SmartThings or your other smart hubs from a Zigbee or a Z-Wave side, and you're looking for bulbs, well, my favorites have always been the Sangled or the Sangle LED. I don't even know how to say it again. But they are the best because they are so inexpensive and they work flawlessly, and they can transfer between platforms. There's really not too much to them. They also have their own little hub that you can get within a kit. The color bulbs are around $22 a piece US, and the single color or single temperature white bulbs are around that $8 to $10 US mark. And again, back to that little SwitchBot thing. Put 2 of those on any light switch in your home, and you can control that light switch fully, an on and an off, really simply. When we talk about smart cameras, we're only really going to talk about the Wyze V2. I'm going to recommend that you stay away from the pan. Yes, it rotates, but there are a lot of rotation issues that I've seen. People always asking me about those questions, and just in general, a lot of issues with those. But the Wyze V2 has all of the features I think you're ever going to want, and they continue to make this little camera better and better. Now, what I'll tell you about this is it's not quite on the level of a Nest camera, but you're also not spending $200 and can get 2 within that budget for $50 US. Moving on to a very crowded market with smart plugs, you could go and get any of the Smart Life plugs that, you know, we've seen a few here on the channel, or we've reviewed a few on the channel, but the SmartThings Wi-Fi smart plug is the best at $18 US. Now, the reason I say that is you don't need the SmartThings hub, you just need a SmartThings account in order to utilize that device, but it also will pair with your SmartThings hub. It's also a fully energy monitoring device, and it pairs with Amazon and Google's voice assistants as soon as you have it set up. It just won't work with HomeKit, and that's where you might need to look at a different solution if you are HomeKit. Now let's talk about sensors for a minute, and I'm just going to put all of the Wi-Fi devices or Wi-Fi sensors to the side. Unfortunately, they're power intensive, and you're just not going to find many reliable options or even options that will fit your home. You know, you sometimes just need a device to be mounted up really high, like a motion sensor like this from Samsung. So the Wi-Fi versions are often not battery powered, or they're very big and bulky in order to have a lot of battery power. So we're going to talk only about hub only option. In terms of a motion sensor, the best is Samsung SmartThings right there. This V3 version of their sensor has great range, reliable, and has really great battery life as well, and it's a little coin battery. So that's the best if you're looking for a non-HomeKit solution. Now, if you need a HomeKit solution, I've actually found the Omvis SMS1 that has been excellent. It's a Bluetooth based sensor, so you will need a smart home hub for HomeKit, but it has been excellent, reliable, and again, low power usage. In terms of door and window sensors, the sensitive strips are the best. Now, they are a little more expensive, where you're kind of spending 3 for $135, but who doesn't need 3 door sensors anyways? They are the best. And again, if you want to go a little bit cheaper, you can go look at Samsung SmartThings. There's a lot of options out there for door sensors if you're okay looking at them. But the thing with those sensitive strips is they can be hidden in almost every case. The best temperature sensors, this is actually kind of a funny one, because temperature comes from a lot of different places. When we talk about that motion sensor sitting there, there's a temperature sensor on it, so I don't need a separate sensor. So when you have all of these different devices in your home, you don't need them anymore. But SwitchBot over here actually has a temperature and a humidity sensor sitting over there, and it is very inexpensive, and it has been excellent and gives you the little visual interface there. Leak sensors, we're going straight back to Samsung SmartThings with theirs. You just have to worry about placement there. It can't be buried or underwater essentially, so you have to think about placement a little bit when you put those devices out there. Now, we talked about a ton of different devices here, but the most important one in your smart home is the smart hub in lots of cases, and there's a video I specifically crafted to be put right after this video, and it's basically, do you need a smart home hub? Go ahead and watch that, and that will answer whether or not you can get away from having a smart home hub in your home, or whether you need to head down that path. So until next time, guys, don't hate, automate.